Now will you believe me about how good England can be? We expected a win, but not one so brilliantly conceived and ruthlessly executed as this. It was almost too easy, but we should enjoy it as a country, every goal, every minute. England's players deserve the accolades that will come their way, as they should, for producing a performance unmatched in all our previous campaigns in the World Cup. It knocked me out, enthralled me, excited me, and made me think of the brightest of futures. Yes, it confirmed my belief that Gareth Southgate and this group of players will progress in what has become the most stunning of finals in Russia, starting with the Group G decider against Belgium on Thursday night. You live for games like this more in hope, I have to say, than expectation, and despite Panama's glaring deficiencies, what so impressed me was our generally calm, cool professionalism. Of course, the gulf in quality between the players was considerable, but we haven't always exploited that on the field in previous World Cups. They could have been riled, they could have lost the plot, but instead they shrugged their collective shoulders and taught Panama what the big game is all about. The message will have been received loud and clear: we can do it. Back us to go far, believe us when we say we will give everything. There is no case for nitpicking. There were no failures. After the Tunisia game, I suggested Gareth would have to consider Raheem Sterling's selection. Well, the little fellow still could not find a goal on the day we scored freely, but he worked his socks off. Jesse Lingard was another culprit in front of the Tunisian goal, but against Panama he produced a world-class strike for which he will be remembered, with some help from Raheem. Kyle Walker looked less than comfortable in our first game but redeemed himself with one superb clearance. All is forgiven. What an asset Gareth has in Harry Kane. Manager and captain are the perfect partnership. Harry can return home as a world star carrying the Golden Boot, too, if his form continues, allied to the occasional lucky heel break. There were those who questioned John Stones' suitability. I was not one of his critics. I liked his approach and his ability to sweep forward. His 2 goals ended all the arguments. There should be a mention of the part played by the Egyptian referee Jihad Grisha. He sorted out the ridiculous manhandling we have seen against England and others inside the 18-yard box, punishing the offenders by awarding penalties. The World Cup has so far been a delight, surely we can all agree on that. There are always the negative thinkers, the pundits off and on television unhappy, say, with big Icelandic hammer throwers, or a return to Wimbledon and the crazy gang, or maybe the way Tunisia were putting it about. But then there is the contrast, the magic produced by Cristiano Ronaldo and the almost equally brilliant free kick from Toni Kroos to give Germany their life-saving win over Sweden. The Germans knew we were ready to dance on their grave and were having none of it. These were incredibly dramatic moments, the beautiful game at its most majestic. We have seen immaculate football and tackling that is full-blooded enough to make you cringe at its power and, sometimes, its recklessness. But that is what makes it special. It is the mix of styles, the difference in attitudes, and the way what is not normal for you as a team and as a player has to be challenged, confronted and beaten in order to survive. I have been impressed with so much of what I have watched that I have become something of a slave to the television monitor. There has been the agony of Lionel Messi, which made such uncomfortable viewing. But as he struggles with Argentina's unexpected spiral into decline, the uplift comes from watching the little Croat, Luka Modric, sparkling in front of the world with performances that say he is up there with the very best. He is such a tiny figure, so slight but so talented, he makes what he has go a long way. We watched and admired his talent in his days at Tottenham and again with Real Madrid. But it is what he is doing for Croatia that makes him a heroic figure, a status confirmed by that superb long-range goal and his country's 3-0 win over Argentina. It is the mix that makes it so wonderful. To see the ecstatic celebrations of the Panama fans when their captain Felipe Baloy scored 1-6 sums it up for me. Just to be part of the greatest sporting event of them all is what matters. The players will have already learned by phone call, text and social media just how much their country appreciates their efforts. We realize it gets tougher from now on, but they have convinced us how much it means to them and how hard and long they will work for their country. Terry Venables was speaking to Alex Montgomery.